of your conviction about tomorrow. So what you are yet to see in the physical, your capacity to be able to see it visually. Scripture says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So your faith can be given, or rather, your dream can be the picture of your faith. Your dream can be the picture of the evidence of things hoped for. So your faith in picture form, it's your dream. Your dream is the picture of your belief concerning tomorrow. If you have a dream and you are seeing what happened, which you were aware of, that's just you playing something back from your memory. That's not the dream we are talking about. What you are aware of that happened yesterday, if you sleep and you see that in your sleep, is not the dream we are talking about. The dream we are talking about is something that you are yet to see, that you haven't seen before, but has resonated in your spirit by virtue of faith. When you begin to see it in form of a picture. And sometimes you can actually take that picture and document it. So it becomes something you can read. It becomes something you can paste somewhere to remind you that there is a possibility in your future. So just look at the architect and his client. So the client has a dream of building a building. You know, I'm not talking about, a lot of people when they want to build, they just call architect and say, I want to build. Me too, I want to have a house. They say, what kind of a house? It's just draw me a duplex. And the architect goes away, draws what is in the dream of the architect. There is another way you can brief your architect if you have a dream. So you sit your architect down and you say to your architect, you see this building, high volume, you see this building, this wide, you see these features in the building. And your architect takes that in and then translates it into drawing. And then that which you have seen in your spirit becomes something that is on paper. When we were conceptualizing the building of this dome, pastor had seen something in his spirit, and he was trying to let me to have an idea of what it is, because if I'm going to supervise the work, I've got to know what I am building. So part of the process was for me and the architect to travel to South Africa to go and see some kind of a church that had this kind of a facility. Not exactly the same, but just for me to be able to grasp, and the architect to grasp what he had in his spirit. So, your dream will exist in a pictorial form or movie. Because you can dream about a thing, you can dream about a time space or a space of time. You can dream about a kind of life. You can have a dream of a season. You can have a dream of your future. You know, you can have a dream of how you are going to be around your grandchildren, what you are going to be. You can actually see yourself running around the garden with your grandchildren jumping all over you. That's a dream. You know, or you can also see yourself having a big economic industry somewhere, being employer of labor, whatever it is. So God has given us that capacity to be able to translate our belief into that pictorial form. Even though you are yet to see it, you can tell people, you can give them details. You can give them details. You can give them details. You see, one of the reasons why God will give us dreams is so that we can have rest. Not only rest that tomorrow is going to be fine. In fact, when you have a dream about a beautiful tomorrow, that is more like God giving you hope. The rest comes in the fact that in your dream, you already know what to do. So you have rest. So at every junction of your life, because you've dreamt about it, when you get there, you know what step to take. You have rest. At a junction where some people can be confused, you are not confused. You have rest because you've dreamt about it. You've dreamt about how you're going to get married. You've dreamt about how you're going to raise your family. You've dreamt about what kind of an environment you are going to raise your family in. You've dreamt about the steps you're going to take in your business life. The kind of a man that you want to be. The kind of a woman that you want to be. You've dreamt about it. So when things begin to happen in your life that are conflicting against that dream, you can know that this is not me. I shouldn't be part of this. That helps you to be able to be principled. Come on, touch yourself, say, I'm a dreamer. It's an advantage to bring your destiny to pass in such a way that you have rest. That you have rest. You have a dream about what you have to do in the next stage of your life. You've dreamt about it. Let me take you back to you wanting to build a building. You don't have the house yet, but you have it in your spirit. So you call an architect, it is drawn. You do not have the house yet, but you have the house. You have the house. So when the time comes, you know where to set the blocks. You're not confused. You know where the kitchen is going to be. You know where the rooms are going to be. You are not confused. So when somebody comes and says, oh, you put your servant quarters, which we call boys' quarters, that you put your servant quarters in front of the house, you can say, no, that's not where, it's at the back. Or your guest room to be in the pent, you say, no, the guest room is down, because you have dreamt about it. Somebody wants to sit down and begin to have a conference around it to say, no, I know what I have dreamt about. There are times where you need professionals to come and tell you what to do. Professionals will tell you what to do, or outsiders will tell you what to do because you don't know what to do. When you know what to do, you will tell the professionals what they should do. The dream tells you what to do and enables you to know what to do. So just take Joseph's dream. You remember his dream? Just take Joseph's dream for example. When Pharaoh had a dream, he said it to Joseph. Joseph looked at the dream. He didn't change the dream. He did not change the dream of Pharaoh. He took the dream, interpreted the dream, and then built what to do around the dream, because the dream was a pointer. So when indeed famine came, he already knew what to do. He already knew what to do. It's in a bad place for somebody to not know what to do with his or her life. It's a bad place. You can have all the scriptures in the world. You can go to church as much as you want to do. If you still cannot translate all those things into a firm destiny dream, I wonder what you want to do with all the information you gather. The word, the teaching, all of that should make you into the person you like to become. Teaching on holiness should make you to want to embrace holiness. So you see yourself not sitting in the seat of discomfort. The teaching on hard work should make you to see yourself as somebody who works hard. After you have been inspired by the teaching and by reading the Word of God, it should grow into a dream. So the Word of God says you are head, you are not tail. After that realization, it should grow and develop into a dream. You should see yourself being the head. Here, there, wherever you see yourself being the head. And you wanting to be the head. That's where the dream comes now. And then all of a sudden, you begin to dress for the place you are going. And before long, because you are appropriately dressed for that place that you have dreamt about, you will soon be addressed appropriately, befitting for that place. You don't want to go somewhere and you are dressed in a way you won't get there. Your dressing will inform how people will address you. If I go to the airport where there are a lot of people from all walks of life who are all converging from there so that they can fly out. If I go there like this, somebody may not know that I'm a clergyman because I'm not dressed In fact, somebody may even see me and ask me to help him carry suitcase. I say, bros, I beg, please help me. I'm in a hurry. Please help me drag this one. It's not left to me to see whether I want to oblige or not. But I tell you, if I had a cassock, if I had a cassock, some of you don't know cassock. Cassock is that white or black, depending on which season they are in, that white flowing gown they wear. If I wear the cassock, or even if I put a collar on a shirt, the dressing will make people to address me as a clergyman. They don't know my ministry. They don't know what message I've preached. They don't even know anything. All of that. Immediately they see me, they say, They won't tell me to carry bag. So it's important that you dress in such a way that you want to be addressed. You want people to respect you. Dress, not physical dressing. You to appear like somebody that wants to be respected. You to appear like somebody that wants to be respected. Dress so that you can be appropriately addressed. Your dream will help you to begin to dress so that you can be appropriately addressed for the place that you have dreamt about. So your dream is also the expression of your faith concerning a situation. Your dream is the expression of your faith. That picture, that movie that you see in the midst of that situation is the expression of your faith. So you cannot say that I have faith, and then you see in a situation where you're thinking, you're in a situation where your life needs to be saved. And then you pick the Bible and you begin to quote the scriptures. I will live and not die. I will reach my full age until my hair is gray. I will fulfill that which God has called me to do. I will not die young. And you begin to quote all them scriptures. But then when you stop quoting the scripture, what do you see thereafter? What you see thereafter is your faith. So if you see yourself down, that's your faith. You've just taken some spiritual exercise that did not amount to faith. What you see in your situation is your faith. They've just taken a contract away from you. And then the word of the Lord strengthened you, encouraged you, and you saw yourself handling bigger things. That's your faith. That's your faith. But if you think, that's the end of your business, that's your faith. So that picture, that movie, that which you see in that situation becomes your dream. The expression, your dream is the expression of your faith concerning a situation. So if you want to measure your faith concerning a situation, please check out what you see. concerning that situation. So the tomorrow of your child, what do you see? That tells you the faith you have in the journey of that child. Your career, your ministry. Your dream is a product of meditation. Your dream is a product of your meditation. I told you of the power of reasoning. I told you of the power of thinking. How many people have started practicing thinking corner since I've been talking about it, particularly in recent time? Thinking corner. Raise up your hand if you have consciously been practicing thinking corner. You take a matter into your thinking corner and you process it as a man thinketh. So he is. As a man thinketh. Your dream is a product of your meditation. Because as you are thinking, you are reasoning, you are resolving things, you are crossing lines, you are creating possibilities, and then it becomes a thread, it becomes a picture, it becomes a movie, a clip. Your meditation progresses to become your dream. So if you don't meditate, you don't have dream. If you don't have dream, you can't dress up appropriately. If you don't dress up appropriately, you cannot be addressed appropriately. You cannot be called into the things that you are supposed to be called into. Think about everything. Oh, when I think I have high blood pressure, you are thinking wrongly. You are thinking negatively. Philippians, it says these things that you should think about. Things that are true. Can you put it on the screen for me? Philippians, what is that? Philippians 4 verse 8, I think. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, bless you, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely. How can you be thinking about something that is lovely and you are having migraine? The reason why you're having migraine when you think is because you are thinking about things that are horrible. The reason why you have a headache when thinking is because you are thinking about how somebody is going to be chasing you from your village. Whatever things are of good report. Think about how that child is going to progress. Think about that, how this business, your business is going to be profitable. Stop thinking about how it crashed. It's crashed. Leave it. Don't think about it. It's crashed. Now think about how it's going to progress. When you rise up from your thinking corner, you will rise up with a smile. Whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is no virtue, don't think about it. How they call you and say, hey, you know this trouble that they said is coming now. You are not even saying anything. You are not even, let us talk about it. What am I? Does it have virtue? If there is any virtue, and if there is anything praiseworthy, ladies and gentlemen, you do what? Meditate on these things. Because some people run away from thinking because they say when they think they have high blood pressure, when they think they have a migraine, when they think they have a headache, so they just live a thinkless life. They don't want to think. But we have seen that we have to think. Because if you are meditating, you put yourself in a position where you're thinking. And you meditate. In Isaiah, it says, come, let us reason together. God has given us the mind, the brain, so that we can think. Oh, God is going to do it for you. You know, the other day when I was teaching about Acts 12, when I was teaching about Peter, a lot of things were revealed to me. God created us to be natural beings intentionally. Did you hear me? God intentionally created us to be human beings, natural beings. So God gave us tools, natural tools for us to get things done. He gave us eyes to see. He didn't give you effort to see. He gave us ears to hear. He gave us mouth to speak. And for angels, their operation, modus operandi, is different. Because they are spirit. Are you with me? So even when you walk in the supernatural, wherever you are, it's only in moments of time. You cannot perpetually be supernatural. Then you have stopped being human, you have now become spirit. So some people do not engage their brain. They don't engage their hands. They don't engage their legs. They are only supernatural. Yes, you will experience the supernatural. But God does not want you to become spirit yet. And if you want to be perpetually supernatural, you want to be perpetually spirit, then know that you are saying that your time on the face of the earth as a human being is finished. So someone with dead brain does not last long. Someone with heart that is not beating does not last long any longer. Somebody whose lungs is not breathing does not last long. Do you understand what I'm saying? All these things are put in us so that we can function here every now and then when we are in a fix. Like Peter was in a fix. And then he had a supernatural influence upon him that made him to walk past the gates that was locked. Are you with me? That made him to walk past some soldiers that were guarding him. Chains falling off him supernaturally. And then when he walked past the city gate, what happened to him? The angel left him. And this guy that was walking past gates anyhow, like spirits, the very house that he wanted to enter, he knocked on the door. The lady came, saw him, shut the door. And Bible says he continued to knock. Hey, Peter, you just walk past all those gates. Why don't you just take your leg? Because supernaturally you will function momentarily. So when the issues of your life, you leave it to, God will do it. God will do it. And that is why you see those people fail in life. Oh, you will see things. But you will see more things in life with your highs, natural highs. We can preach supernatural highs for you. But never think that supernatural highs, the way it will function for you, will be more in quantity than what your natural highs will see. Because the primary way God wants you to see is this. But then, momentarily, God will open your supernatural eyes to see what your natural eyes cannot see, but not all the time. So there are principles that your brain is supposed to help you so that you don't get into trouble. You using the brain. When you are going to your enemy's house, you don't get to your enemy's house. You know this one wants you dead. And then when you get there, you now sit inside his room and say, Una, give me yellow Gary. We good at farm. Granite soup. And it's your enemy that has been looking for the way to kill you. Even if the person don't get poison, he goes spit inside the thing. Your brain is supposed to tell you that even if you're hungry, hold your belly. When you come out, go find something, chop somewhere else. Are you with me? Your brain. So you are depending on supernatural highs that when you see that when they bring food, you will see poison inside because you are spirit, you are supernatural. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're supposed to engage our minds. Please build your career in your mind. Build it. Of course, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain that builds it. God is the one that is going to establish your plan, even though you have built the dream in your mind. Do you understand? God is the one that is going to establish it, but still draw it. That's why He gave you the mind. That's why He gave you the mind. For whatever reason, I would always say to myself, I always dreamt that at the age of 45, I will retire. I've always said that to myself. I mean, as in retire like at 45. I'll be settled. I will not be living to work. I will not be working to live. I've always seen myself that way. So I'm not surprised when I had to leave my IT profession to come and embrace this ministry. Even before I was 45. I wasn't surprised. It was in my dream that at 45, Whatever I will be doing will just be for leisure. I'll be working for leisure, not for living. And God took that dream, God fast-tracked it, and made me to come into the ministry. Even before that, the first 2.5 years in ministry, I was not earning a dime. I wasn't earning a penny in the ministry. The first 2.5 years. So before I was 45, that dream, I thought by 40 now, I'm walking in my, I have a dream of my immediate future. I have a dream. I have a dream. Because when you have a dream, what you are doing today is to bring the dream to come to pass. Do you understand? If you don't have a dream, you are just doing anything, you will not have direction. Everybody will be inviting you, and you say you're happening. I don't know, that's what the word we used to use in my days. Is that still the same thing you use now? Happening guy. Trending. You say you are trading. You are the one they find here. They are the one they find there. They are the one they call here. You are just trading all over the whole place. You have no dream. I hope I'm helping somebody. Your dream is the picture you have today of your tomorrow. Dream is the vehicle that takes you away today from the pain of today into the gain of tomorrow. It takes you away from the pain of today into the gain of tomorrow. I told you, I said, when you have the right thinking or you have the right thoughts, when you come out of your thinking corner, your eyes are bright. You come out with a smile in your spirit. Not because the situation today has changed. In the midst of the pain of today, you have an excitement in your future. You have an excitement in your future. I remember in the early days when the ministry just started, and I had a dream. I just saw me teaching to this large crowd of people. Not outside. It wasn't a crusade. Happens to be a place that looks like the dome. I saw when we used to be back in the days over there. I saw it. I saw it. So if I took my work seriously, it's because of the dream that I saw. If I placed any value of integrity, it's because of the dream that I saw. If I did not allow partiality to consume me, irrationality consume me, it's because of the dream that I saw. It's because of the dream that I saw. So my dealings with people today is because of the dreams that I saw. You just have to be able to see. I saw myself as a young pastor, and I city and still not being intimidated by anyone. I didn't see title. I saw avenue of impact. It's difficult when you are a dreamer and you are just around people that do not share in your dream. Happen to be a leader. Some of them may say, oh, he doesn't listen. He will not listen if your contribution has nothing to do with the dream that he has seen. Of course, it's also the leader's responsibility to write the vision, make it plain. So whatever dream you have seen, try to communicate it to the people that are around you. Make it plain, make it plain, make it plain. When you are being led by a dreamer, if you don't want to read the dream or the vision, and you don't want to run with that and bring it, it's just going to be difficult, because what we call the dream is almost a reality to this person. Do you understand? It's a reality. Your dream directs you towards your destiny. Your dream directs you towards your destiny. Oh, how does your dream, how does it impact your prayer life? Your dream informs your prayer points. You have seen it, you've seen the picture, you've seen the movie, you've seen it. You like what you see in the place of prayer. You take that dream, you take that picture, you soak it. Number one, you want to say, Lord, is this of you? Because you know the power of a dream did not come from you. Because your flesh can give you dreams. If you are not careful, out of envy and jealousy of what's happening in other people's life, you may begin to develop your own dream. You want to have what that person has. So you are living your life after the good of someone else. Maybe that is not your own destiny. So whatever it is, you are saying, Lord, if this is your will, help me establish it. It becomes your prayer point. Lord, is this of you? If it's of you, Lord, establish it. When it becomes a reality, let me be alive and well. Don't forget that is an expression of your faith. You know it's going to become a reality. Then the thing is, Lord, I don't want to do for someone else to eat. Informs your prayer points. A man who doesn't pray does not have a dream. Or he has a dream, but he has a dream that he does not want to come to pass. Maybe he dreams about frightening things. So you have a dream. You have to pray for God to establish it. It helps your prayer life. You have something to take to God. You have something to discuss with God. Let us take one more, and your dream pulls you away from your current circumstance into a new circumstance. It pulls you away. It pulls you away. What ought to discourage you? What ought to put you in disappointment? What ought to... So, when you are uncontrollably sorrowful, it basically means that you have not gotten hold of a dream. Something happened that you didn't like, and you are discouraged. Why are you discouraged? Because you are still focusing on that situation. out. You must have the capacity to take you out of that situation into a new situation. You will find out that your spirit is free and at liberty, even while things around you have not changed. I hope that this teaching has helped you tonight. Let us take questions if we can, if there are questions. Those who are online, please ask your question. Somebody would pick it up and we will address it right now. Those who are online. Any question? Yes, sir.
Good evening, church. Good evening, pastor. This was the metamorphosis of a dream, especially in this side of the world where you don't have angel investors to help you cushion your dream to reality.
Angel investors.
Angel. There are angel investors in Western world whereby if you have a dream, you don't have the financial capacity to fast track or to jumpstart it. I think they will take it upon them. You have percentage just to bring the dream to reality. They call them angel investors. It's on the internet. So what is the metamorphosis of a dream? Because if you have from the process of a concept to reality, there are some brick walls and a lot of disappointment, but still notwithstanding, there are stages that you must go through before the dream becomes a reality.
Do you have any of those stages? Enlighten us.
Like, if you want to open a factory, you have the physical drawing in mind, the getting of the resources, like you want to open a cocoa factory, going to the farms to get it, the availability of vehicle, the nearest to all those things. All those are the stages. Just like a butterfly.
So the stages will vary from one dream to another. Is that correct?
Yes.
What will need to translate a dream of that cocoa industry like you're talking about is going to be different from translating a dream of a career. You know, you want to work in a bank. What do you need to do? You have the dream of working in a bank. Of course, you need to go to school. You go and get GCE. You get go to university. You apply. Or if you don't want to go to university, you apply as a cashier or whatever it is in the bank, and then you begin to go for bank, whatever it is. So to answer your question, how do we move from one phase to another? It has to be generic because you are talking about different kinds of dream. Dreams are different. So that specific stages is going to vary. But what I can tell you is that when you have the dream is not reality until you work for it to become a reality. I've used a word like dress up so that you can be addressed. And I've used examples, but you've got to take that into your own personal situation. So if it's a dream of a business venture, that you have a dream of a business venture and you don't have capital, you have to find out what is it that the bank needs. You don't have capital, the bank has the capital, or financial institution has the capital, or a friend has the capital. Find out what are the requirements that you have to satisfy before you can get that leverage. Are you with me? So it's still the same thing, but what we are talking about today is that you must have a dream. Otherwise, you won't even know that you have a challenge because you don't have a dream.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, church. Good evening, sir. If I have a dream, is there any importance for me to write it down or verbally proclaim it?
Yes, if you have a dream, please, it's important sometimes because the challenges of life may want to overwhelm you. You know, some people forget their dreams, distractions, challenges make people to forget their dreams. So it's good to write it down so that you don't forget. So you can have a dream book. Now we don't use books anymore. Use phone, can put it there. You know, take note of things you don't want to forget. Never note down. Because things you should forget, if you put it down, one day you are going to see it and it's going to remind you. So it's not everything you put down. Back in the days, some people have diary. And they use diary not to excite their future, but to bring sadness into their future. So one day in future, they just carry the diary. They are going through it. They just see how pain they were. They cry. They see how that person treated them. You know, Philippians 4:8. You're applying your mind negatively. So write down the things you like to see, the things you like to remember, but not the things that you should forget. Write down things that will excite your spirit, not things that will dampen your spirit. Write down the things that will make you to love your world. Don't keep note of what is going to make you to have hatred for your world. Some people don't even need to write it down. Some people in their mind is notes. They have it there. They can tell you where you were, what day, how you said it, and how they cried, But write down the things. So it's a powerful way to keep your dream alive. If you think that your memory, Mike Murdoch would teach that you should not use your mind to be a note. That you use all these digital notes so that your mind is optimized to think. Because some people put a lot, so you use your mind depending on what you are putting. So you put a lot of things in your mind. So just imagine your mind is like my head, like this. So if 3/4 of it, you have bank things, you are only thinking with one quarter. And then they say there is a side of the mind that thinks. The other side does. Only God knows where you are keeping stuff for. I know it's not directly like that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Any other question? Who? Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pastor. My question is, does God-given dreams have a time frame? Because there is this saying that if God has given you a dream or a vision, right, and if you don't run with it as fast as he wants or as expected, it's going to be taken away from you and given to another person, right? I don't really know. Is there a time frame for it? For example, maybe God has given you the dream or the vision to start an academy, maybe an academy for teenagers. And as humans, we want to put in maybe procrastination, career challenges comes in, financial and all of that things. And it seems as if you are not able to accomplish it as that when due. So before you know it, I don't know, the universe just has a way of showing you another person doing something similar. So does it mean that, I don't know, you delayed? Especially, I'm specific about God-given dreams now. Because at the same time, he has prophets. Just like I think Isaiah was, complaining that, and God told him that, he has prophets that are praying that if he messes up, he will just quickly replace him and all that. He has prophets, in that same, field. So does it mean we as Christians, as believers, if God has given you your dream, so there's a time frame by which you have to, be at your fingertips, like on your marks to achieving those dreams? So I want to know and clarification on that.
I've already clarified